morning, live morning update, FX with Terry.com. We're going over free signals, premium signals, the full auto trading, all of the accounts that we are monitoring. And I had a question in the group this morning. Somebody, we're looking at CAD Chief here, which is a free signal. And, you know, I really want to help this person, but I'm telling you right now, if you come to the group with limited information, you get limited help. But I certainly can help. It looks like what happened was if you look at the signal here, the signal was a buy on CAD Chief and the price moved against, like it does, right? So it looks like they went into potentially another sell and then another buy. And the more I was like, if I had the data, I could tell you how to do this, but we are only in one trade, which we're going to look at in a second here on the free profile. So don't chase the price. Do not chase the price. And I noticed that person also said that their broker only allows 3 positions. Dump that broker immediately. Get out. Go away. They do that so you lose, because you're going to lose by only having 3 positions at a time on a currency pair. You just are. It sounds like it's probably a prop firm, I'm guessing. That's why they make it difficult for you to pass an evaluation. That's why I don't do prop firm evaluations anymore. Unless need some entertainment, I don't do them. So speaking of that, here is the trade. We're in a CAD Chief. Went off last night. I'm extremely tired this morning, so just trying to get in there. Trying to suck down some coffee. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I was up in the middle of the night. That's why I was watching some of these gold trades that we had going, which we'll take a look at. So as you can see here, this is the FX with Terry.com signals free. $10 drawdown. We don't look at the margin level percent on this because this is a signal account. You can bid and should bid exactly what you want. As far as closed for the week, $184. And I don't believe $184.42 in signal trades. So you could bid whatever you want. And I don't believe we have anything closed overnight. So it's like we had some of the high profit signals, the auto trading that we do. And we had some gold and US 30 stuff yesterday. It was popping off really good. But the market, it just went silent since yesterday. Had some news come out, which we can glance at, but nothing that was very significant. So let's go to pause screen here while I switch accounts. Let me look at my account list. We're going to go look at the premium signals that I send out, which is just a higher volume from my automated system, and you can take those. Let's take a look at the account. 688 is the account number for my reference here. And let me count to you. We're in a $900 drawdown. So it gives you an example of, again, this is a signal account, right? It gives you an example of how much volume is really going on. So there's been trades, but nothing really moved back in the direction of profit. So let me see how many trades we got open. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 17, 18 trades, and we can look at closed overnight. And this gives you an example. If you look at this, gives you an example of $20.43 closed overnight. So it's kind of like movement against or movement sideways in the market. We've had, was it this week? I think it was last week. Maybe it was this week. We had like almost a $500 morning on the signal profit. So that's, huge amounts of movements. Now we've got $20.43. So not a lot of movement there. I can tell you that, let's move a little bit faster here. Let's move to the next account. There's something that I want to look at pretty quickly. In fact, I'm going to jump to it right now and make sure that it's not doing too bad. But I pushed this $3,000 account. I'm trading a $3,000 account to $100,000. I was doing that on YouTube, and now I just moved that analysis over to this morning live. But I pushed it really hard. I really increased the bid, and I'm almost certain that the margin level is really low or blown out. We'll see, because I'm not managing it overnight. So let's take a look at this real quick. Account number 945, but I wanted to use this as an example. Yeah, this is going to be a perfect example. So here's an example on, we're up to almost $4,000 or $912 in profit, but I did this on purpose. I pushed these bids, I pretty much did a 15x bid. You can see some of them right here, $1.50, $1.50, and then they start increasing on their own mathematically. So I did this to push it down. Yesterday we were at about 1,100% margin level, and then I got down to about 800, then I got down to 500, 400. That's when I would have started manipulating, but I want to do this on screen with you guys. If we blow this out, we'll start back over, right? It doesn't matter. But I want you to be able to manage these accounts. Now, we're going to come back to this because I'm still okay. I would have started manipulating this account a lot earlier, but let's come back to this and kind of go back to the other accounts, and we'll end with this, and I'm going to do some trade management manipulation right in front of you so you understand if and when you get your account down that low, 225% margin level, these are some things you can do. And I have to do this in real time because what you can do is unique to the current environment. I'm not too worried about speed of interaction here because the market's going sideways. But you'll also notice, I bet, that we've closed out some pretty nice profit on this one also. So I don't want my coffee to get cold. Let's suck that down. So let me go back to pause here. And we're going to look at some of the other accounts first. We'll come back and manage that. I want to see what my high profit auto trader base level account is doing. So that's 935. And we had some nice trades overnight. And I did block one trade. We've got some sell limits right now on gold. I'm going to go to closed profit and then share that with you. So we had a gold trade, all closed out in profit. And remember, this is the auto trader account. It's similar to the signal. I send out a base level lot size. 3 immediate trades. These were 3 sell trades. And I take $1 and I split it up over 3. So 70 cents, 20 cents, 10 cents. 70%, 20%, 10%. You could increase your bid on that. But we had a profitable trade, and we're in a $45 profit. I don't want to call this a signal because it's the automated account, but it's pretty much what the base level, what the automated account is doing. When it copies to your account, you can bid whatever you want. You can bid more or less. Now, let me show you that. I actually took these exact same trades into an account. I copied the trades into a larger account, and I bid more. So stand by, and I'm going to show you that account. So you see we closed $45. And now if I go to the account 773, here it is. Let's see, I'm in some other trades there. Yeah, let me share this with you. So last night, yesterday actually, on this particular account, I'm taking my automated trades, I'm taking the high profit trades, and I'm taking the trades from what's called the one profitable trade feed. So Euro Chief closed yesterday at an $853 profit. I'm going to show you something here. But this is the gold trade that happened last night. And again, I bid more, right? I'm trying to think of what I'm bidding on this. So it's got to be, let's see, 26, 7, 8, 9. I'm bidding $30, it looks like. 3.0 total and split up over the 3 trades. But that's pretty nice. 829 profit, 419 profit, 119 profit, with a total in this account of $1,921. Yes, I'm bidding a lot on the individual regular currency pairs. And right now we're in about 3 or 4 trades that have just kind of nothing really else to look at there, but I wanted to show you this. So this is a pretty good example. So here is Euro Chief. We went into the trade on the 28th, and we closed it the next day today, okay? Here's what you got to understand. I hear everybody talking about fees, and it's looking you in the teeth right here. So take a look at this while I sip my coffee, because I need a lot of coffee this morning. So there is a swap fee, meaning we held it from one day to the next, so we swapped to the next day, of $222.95. I've never even looked at this before, and I looked at it because everybody's been talking about, oh, well, the fees are killing me. No, they're not. I don't even care. So it's a $222.95 fee and a trade entry fee of $60. I don't care, right? That's why we made it a profit of $853, $500, $600 profit, right? Let's see, what is that? 262, about 300, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. Yeah, about $550 profit. That's awesome. I don't care what the fees are. I don't care. Cost of doing business. Cost of doing business makes me wonder that if at the end of the year, if you tracked all of your fees, you could make that could become a tax deductible event. I don't know. Don't take my tax advice. I'm a complete hack and a degenerate gambler. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. So I just thought I'd put that out there. And I don't even know what the fees are on gold. Let's take a look. Look how little that was, $12.60. That's because we went into the trade and got out of the trade. We didn't swap overnight. So, fees on that kind of like quick gold trade were extremely low. So very cool there. Let's go back to the pause. Look at my account list. What are we looking at here? Already looked at that. Already looked at gold. Last thing to look at is we'll look real quick at my proof of concept, a $1,000 account taking 10 active pairs out of my 22. So stand by. Let me pull it up here. Account 41069. Here it is. Take a quick glance at what trades were in $18 drawdown, 5,000% marginal. You see how this is just much more manageable if I basically just told the system, take, whatever 10 pairs are originally active in trading and trade them. And overnight closed, and you can see here where fees come in. So we made 86 cent profit and a 86 cent profitable trade minus fees. It's 58 cents. Listen, you might go, oh, 58 cents, you didn't make shit. We looked at this, I think, yesterday, and I showed you where this thing was going to double itself over the year. Given the current trajectory, it's going to do even better. Certainly because the account's going to grow, gives us more margin and potential to bid a little bit more. So do not shake your head at 0.58 cents profit overnight. That's actually a misnomer. Like it's pointless because you've got to look at it over time. If I click the week, right, now we've made 49 cents for the week, and for over the last 3 weeks, $137 on a $1,000 account. That's almost 14%. Oh, now we're talking. So 3 weeks, 14%. Wow, those are some pretty good numbers, right? So keep that in mind. All right, so I believe what we're going to do, let's go jump into this account. I'm going to analyze it right in front of you, and we're going to do some mitigation, more so just to do mitigation. I don't feel like I would necessarily be mitigating this account, but let's get into this and talk about it. So let me pull it up. 945 is right here. Yeah, so let's do this. Now I am managing an account, and it's a $3,924 account, and we're at about $1,300 drawdown. I feel like the market's going sideways. We already seen on all the different accounts that not a lot is closing out overnight. In this particular one, Oh, we didn't get to look at this yet. So in this particular one, I closed out, because I'm pushing the bid right to the ragged limit, I closed out $148.37. That's pretty damn good, right? That's really damn good. And I just increased the bid on this probably, I think, 2 days ago. But I did it so we can mitigate. I mean, those are some nice trades. That's a nice profit on a... let's take a look at something here. What did we say? A $3,900 account. And the profit... Now I'm going to... Let's just round the numbers off. $148. So what is that? 148 divided by 3,900. So is that a 3%? So 3% times, what did we say, 3,900? Yeah, well, it's about a 4%, 4 or 5%. 4 or 5% gain in one night. Closed profit. I'm just being general on round numbers here. So let's go manage this account, my friends. So I got to think out loud here, because I have not looked at this, and I'm going to think about this a little bit. So I don't like that my margin is getting this low. But let's first look at all of the trades are open. And the first thing that's going to go through my head is I'm going to look at baskets of trades, so currency pairs together, and I'm going to look at if any of them, if the basket is in profit. And then I'm probably going to look away from that for a second, all right? So I'm looking for worst case scenarios here. So let's look at AUD, CAD, only one trade, okay? So if I'm thinking that I want to reduce the positions I'm in, force some losses, not just to take the loss, but to get out of the position, so no additional positions come in on that currency pair, I could close that down, and I may do that. And then what I also have to do, because this is an auto-traded account, what I have to do when I'm auto-trading, and you'll see how this, compares to doing it with a signal and manually, you would just not add any more trades manually. But since this is an auto trade situation, I would go into my copy trade system and I'd say, if and when I close down AUD, CAD, I'd go into the currency symbols and I'd say, don't take that. Don't take AUD, CAD anymore. Uncheck that, update, and move on, because I'm starting to control the current situation. Doesn't mean I won't go back and turn AUD, CAD on. Or guess what? As I turn pairs off of the 22 pairs that are coming into this account, and it starts to get a little bit more manageable, I don't just add them all back in willy-nilly. I go, oh, this looks pretty good. Like these currency pairs that I'm doing right now, just by chance of the subset of 22, just by chance, they will ultimately make the account just kind of like, if I'm not trading those few, then the account just may do really well on its own. So let's take a look at this. So potential to close out AUD, CAD there. AUD, CHF is in profit. Now, if I really wanted to, and I needed to manipulate and increase my margin level percent, I'd probably take profit on this one. I'd close the 50, close the 8, I'd be up at $40. Let's take a look at this real quick. Again, this is why it's like, well, here's how you manage. Not really. I'm looking at every individual scenario, and if I needed more margin level percent right now, I would close this immediately. I'm in profit. I'd close it down, stop taking the hit to my margin level percent. Because it's in profit, it's not really affecting. Weren't we at like 270% margin level? Now we're at 250. Let's try to move a little bit faster here. So let's look at this pair. I don't want to get too hung up when I say AUD, CHF. Let's look at the chart. Where is the take profit? Oh, you know what? I think I am not copying take profit here. Stand by. I'm not copying take profit. Why am I not doing that? Okay. Because you can either copy the take profit in your copy account, or you can not copy the take profit. as long as my copy account is connected, when my original, let's call it a signal or my feed account closes, it will close out the trade here. Some brokers have a problem with that, and also I like to not always send my take profit. In this particular case, in my particular case, I can go look at the main feed account and see what the take profit is on AUD/CHF. We're probably pretty close. So I'm going to think about closing that and getting out of that. But look, our margin level percent is going all over the place here. Let's go a little bit faster here. So AUD/JPY, how many do we have here? 4 trades, and only the last one is a little bit of profit. So that's hitting my account pretty good. And you can see my bid went from $70 to $1.50, $1.50, and $3. So that was, I increased the bid after this had already been in trade number 1. So that's an opportunity. In this particular case, that's an opportunity for me to reduce these earlier trades in the basket, maybe to an 0.5, maybe to just $1 on this one. So we could do that. We could do some partial closes. I may do that, and I'll probably do that just to show you how that's going to work. So that's my original thinking there. Let's look down a little bit farther and see if there's any immediate. So we've got that CAD Chief. That's the free signal there. Let's take a look. What do we got next? Chief JPY has went in pretty deep. I have an opportunity there to close off, to do some partial close on that one. I may do that. Let's see what we got here. Euro AUD, I could close that, stop taking those trades because we're only in one. Euro CAD, that's in profit. I could immediately close that. In fact, let's do that. But I got to keep track of all of this stuff because although it looks like Euro CAD's moving a lot, it was 11 cents in profit, now $2 in the negative. So you got to be fast on this stuff. So let's look at GBP JPY. We're in a basket here. The last trade is a little bit in profit, so I do have an opportunity to close, do some partial closes on this. If I wanted to increase my margin level percent. And I don't want to go too deep into this. And what I need to start doing, which I realize now on this sample account, is I need to go ahead and start copying the take profit because I kind of want to see that as I'm managing it here. So I'll update that today. And or update it right now if I go in and start blocking some pairs. So let's look at the rest here. NZD CAD, we're in 3 trades, 10 cents, 70 cents, 70 cents. Not too worried about that. NZD JPY, that's hitting pretty hard. This is an example of a currency pair that must have had some news or something major happen and has went against the original position. This will probably have the biggest impact. This will also have the biggest profit. So you got to be careful there. So here's the deal. I don't know where the take profit is right now. I could go look. But on trade 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll bet you at least on trade 1, 2, 3, 4, the take profit is all at a loss on these because these higher ones are going to be a bigger profit. So I'll guarantee you that's pretty much the case. At least this one, and this one, I could go ahead and reduce a little bit, just do a partial close, and protect my margin level percent. There goes my voice again. And then NZD USD at the bottom there. Oh, just took profit right in front of us. Isn't that interesting? That NZD USD I was like, I could close that out. Boom, it went into profit. So look at that. So we got $169 profit right now. Now, if I look up, let's go back. We were at about 270% margin level. Now we're at, that didn't help us too much. So let's increase this margin level with some of the simplest things we can do, which seems to me to be the first thing that comes to mind is just to close this AUD/CHF. And then to go block that from my auto trader. So I'll go off screen and do that. So let's just close that out. And I'll show you what I'm doing here. So AUD/CHF, we're going to close both of these. If we'd done it earlier, it would be in a little bit more profit. So I'm going to hold my thumb over the first one, close, and I'm going to close this. You can see at a profit, and I'm just going to hit close. So I got that one, and then I'm going to do the next AUDCHF, which is this one. It's going to be a slight loss. I'm clicking close. Close at $12 loss. Yes. Okay. So we're out of that. That helped my margin level percent by about 10%. Okay. And it actually increased my overall profit because obviously I would close that scenario out in profit. But now I have to do this off screen, and I'm not necessarily set up to do this, but I'll keep talking to you while I'm through it. So what I'm going to do, and I don't want to reveal all this account information stuff, so I'm going to go over to the browser real quick, and I'm going to open my my copy trading system. So give me a second. If I knew I was going to do this, I would have logged in, but it'll take me just a second. And then what I want to do is I want to turn off AUDCHF. Still logging into my account, so stand by. This would be a good opportunity for me to suck some coffee down, huh? Okay, don't go into my configurator, go into my trade copier. We use Social Trader tools. This is my this account. I'm going to what's called disable symbols, and I'm going to turn off AUDCHF, which is done. I'm going to hit update. Okay, so I am not taking AUDCHF anymore, and I will come back to you here. And our margin level percent's up to 300%. Let's do some partial closes just to show you, and it's kind of interesting. It kind of messes my brain up every time, but you'll see. And I ended up taking, in fact, let me take a look at this real quick. Because the math is kind of weird. So let me pause one more time and pull up a note that I have and see if I can share this with you. See if I can get it. Yeah, and it's not gonna. Hold on one second. See if I can find this. Yeah, you know what? It's not gonna come up for me here. I wasn't ready for this. All right, well, we'll do this. We'll do this on the fly. So back to the account here. Let me look if there's anything else. AUDJPY. Let's cut some of these individual trades. Let's cut out of. Let's just close CAD Chief. Okay, we're just in that one trade. Let's just close that and stop taking trades on that. I'm going to click close. Close with a loss. So I close that. Okay. Now off screen, let's look at what this gives me. So 291%. So let's go back to pause real quick. And that was what? CAD Chief? Yes, CAD Chief. So I'm going over to my copy system, and now that I got it all open, CAD Chief is unchecked. Update. And come back. So, you know, you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just on the fly here. So that's done. Let's see what's next. We're going to do a partial close. It's easier to see this on the screen. Chief JPY, Euro. I could close down Euro AUD right there. Maybe I'll do that instead of partial closes. Let's just get out of Euro AUD. So I'll hold my thumb over it. Click the close. Click close with a loss. We're out of that, and pause again, go to the browser, Euro AUD. I'm going to uncheck that. Wow, my eyes are just, here it is. My eyes aren't working this morning. I'm over here whispering. My eyes aren't working this morning. All right, so that one's gone. See how pretty simple this is? Now, it's probably not, and we'll look, it's probably not hitting my margin level that great, 300%. You see how it kind of gives me kind of inches me back. And also what's going to happen by me stopping accepting these automated trades is it's not going to pile anything more onto what's going on. I think the only real reason we're in any sort of against, I think there was a big, huge oh shit candle. So let's look at the chart real quick. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Had a huge down candle. Must have been some sort of news or negative announcement or something. And then it's trailing down from there. Remember, I always say this, that like this right here, this area right here is called imbalance. This area right here is imbalance. There are a lot of banks, big banks and hedge funds that are in massive drawdown because to move the currency pair that much, they got to dump in a lot of trades. So it is going to come back to at least, I can guarantee you that. We don't know when, but it's going to come back to at least 50% of that imbalance area. At least. Usually comes all the way up to 100% of it. So buying right now is the smartest thing you could do on NZD. Am I losing my NZD JPY? Smartest thing you could do. Now, Forex traders that have been brainwashed and manipulated and they have mind viruses implanted in their head from losing traders that teach this shit on YouTube. They're like, you're buying against a trend. That's just stupid, Terry. It's not. So, okay. So call me stupid that I'm in all of these trades on NZD JPY. Why don't you be smart and take what we all know and just not take any of those trades, but take one down here. Take a buy. Take a buy down there. Take it at 10 cents. See if Terry knows what he's talking about. Because he does. And in fact, I shouldn't even say I do. This is an AI system algorithm taken over here. So pay attention to this. So that's the one that's really hitting the account. Let's go back and look at some management opportunities. So NZD JPY starting to turn around. And we've got that Euro JPY. Let me make sure that there's not any other Euro JPYs. Let's go ahead and get out of Euro JPY with a profit there, right at the bottom. So hold it, click close, and I'm going to get out with a little bit of a profit. Let's see how that has helped. So margin levels up at 325%. See when you start late how it doesn't help it a lot, but you know, we're well alive and drawdown has come down a little bit. And if we go look at total close, we're still at $193. I mean, I haven't affected it a lot. You know, I've closed some stuffs out. I haven't affected a lot. Now let's do a partial close on something here. Let's see a good one to do that on. In this particular, did AUD-CAD just come through? No, it didn't. We've been holding that. I could get out of that one real easy too. I mean, should we do that? Let's do it. What am I missing here? Why did I not see that? AUD, CAD, AUD, USD. Just kind of letting my eyes get used to what's in play here. Because trades will come in the middle of you doing this, right? So let's go ahead and close down the AUD, CAD and stop taking those trades. Close with a loss. So I need to go back over to my browser, stop taking AUD, CAD. That takes me 2 seconds because I got the window open. So you see how easy that is? So I blocked all of these pairs. And all right, so we're still looking at a partial close. So let's look at some of the worst case scenarios. Chief JP, see everything's starting to kind of move back into profit. Euro CAD, we could get out of that one. Maybe that's a better one to do, but I still want to do a partial close on something. So let's look here. NZD CAD. Now, here's the other thing that happens. Okay, if you look at this basket of NZD CAD, the first trade is 01. Next one 07, next one 07. I can't really be doing partial closes. I could get out of that NZD CAD buy 0.01 and just take the loss. But again, I want to show you a partial close. So let's look at something that is going to be a good partial close. It's all, I mean, as we've been sitting here watching it, it's all starting to look a little bit better. In this particular case, I probably wouldn't be doing any partial closes, but I'm still going to do it. I'd close the AUD USD, I'd close the GBP USD, just these individual trades to help out the margin. And more so, you notice my margin's not going up that much, but I'm also not going to walk away from the trading, app here and have it start hitting with more trades that are coming in on brand new currency pairs, because frankly, that really hits the margin also. The fact that they're looking at how much volume you're trading, even if you're going in at 0.01, they're like, well, you're hitting the volume, and you could this particular 0.1 lot size pair could go against you and really exponentially hit your margin level. All right, partial close. Let's look for that first here, because I want to do it more for an example than anything. What do I want to partially close? Probably, AUD JPY, Chief JPY. Let's do the Chief JPY. Okay, we've got a basket here, 4 trades. We're in at $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, and 3. So I'm gonna, let's reduce this one. Let's reduce this first one here, right here. Let's reduce it from $1.50 to $1. Okay. So what's interesting there, and you're going to laugh because I always have to go back and look at my note. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and hold my thumb over it, this Chief JPY, and I'm going to go to, I believe, modify. And nope, sorry, I'm doing it wrong here. So my eyes, when I'm looking at the screen and then looking at my phone, is making my eyes go buggy here. So I'm going to hit close. Okay. But I'm only going to close out partial. So this gives you an example. You can see up here, and I just clicked it with my thumb, there we're in a 0.15. So if I get rid of the 5 and I'm left with a 0.10, that means that I believe, and you're going to laugh at me while I'm doing this in real time, if I set this to a 0.10 instead of a 0.15, I believe what we're really saying is that's the lot that I want it to be now. So let's just do it in real time here. So I'm going to set it at 0.10, okay, because I was at 1.5, and this says that I'm going to take a $104 loss, okay? So let's back out and look at this in real time. So if I put it back to 1.5, okay, I'm taking a $157 loss if I close the whole thing down. Now, if I back out and go 0.5, okay, I'm only closing down, so this is where you can kind of see what direction you want to go. Now I'm only closing down $51. So if I'm whatever I type here is what I'm closing out of the original trade. So if we're in at $1.50 and I'm closing out 50, I'm going to be left with $1. So that's why I usually have to kind of click this at first, because I don't do a lot of partial closes all the time, and go, okay, I don't think I wanted to close it out. I didn't want to close out an entire $1 of the $1.50, but I'll close out 50 of the $1.50. So I literally type in what I want to close out. So 0.05, once I click this close, I'll take that loss and I'll reduce. So let's do this real quick. I'll click it. So I've closed out. So we can go back and look at that particular trade. So what it does is it puts it back down at the bottom here until it ticks for a little while and then puts it back in the sequence. So obviously I've got to buy at 0.10 instead of 0.15, $104 loss instead of $157 loss, and eventually it will come back up here and reside with these other 3. Okay, so But let's look here. So my margin level percent is at 290. So we've got a lot of stuff moving around, stuff going against us right now. But that's going to start helping us. Now let's look at another opportunity to do that. So that was what again? That was Chief JPY. Let's do some closes. Let's do a partial close on this very first NZD JPY buy. Okay. And I'm only doing this to help my margin. And you probably want to do it before it gets down to dangerous levels. Dangerous levels are pretty much where we're at, but down anything below about 150, absolute emergency dangerous. You probably want to do it at the time where we're at now. More importantly, what I like to do is up when it's below 1,000% margin level, let's say 800% like it was last night. I start going in. I'm not in panic mode yet, but I start going, okay, I do what we did up to this point. I close down individual pairs that were like $5 drawdown. I close down trades that are in profit but haven't taken profit yet. And I start reducing my overall volume. And that keeps me from getting into this situation where it's just adding more trades to current pairs and or more new trades, because you're over trading at that point. Your margin level's low. You start adding new trades, new entries, even at a low lot size is going to affect your margin level percent pretty good. So one more partial close. So we're at 0.07 on this original NZD JPY, and let's close a little bit of that out. Now, technically, I could move up to where I'm a little bit higher. I can move up to this particular trade and do some closeout there. That might help a little bit better. And so let's do that, because that's going to be a little bit different. So let's do some partial close on this 0.30 lot size. Let's bring it down to 20 lot size. Okay. So I'm going to hold my finger over that. We're going to click close. And we're going to do the manipulation here. So instead of the 30, I'm going to click the lot size up there. And what do we want to bring it down? We said we wanted to bring it down to 20, right? So that means what I want to do is I want to type in the amount that I want to close. So I want to close 10. And it also gives me an idea of how much I'm closing out here. Okay. So if you're closing out, we know that was what, 100 and some drawdown. If you're typing in the wrong number up here that you want to close out, this close loss will be a lot higher. So let me click that. We'll take that loss. And let's look at our margin level percent. So that gave us a decent bump up, 320, right? And it's going to take that NZD JPY 3.0 trade. It's going to put it down at the bottom here. And then eventually, as it ticks, it will put it back in the visual sequence here. And it'll put us in the right spot. But you just have to be aware that that's what's going on. I really don't see any other, and NZD JPY is showing that it's going in a little bit of profit here. So this is something that I hover over and I watch, right? We're maybe doing a little bit of excessive stuff here, but I want to show you how this is done. And frankly, if you go over to my results, what we had, $197 profit. Now we've given up some of that. We still have $112 profit for the day. I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with the fact that we're helping the margin level percent up here. Not greatly, but you can see that that's the key. And of course, once you get down, if you wait till it's down to 150% margin level, then guess what? You're probably going to have to give up all your profits for the day that was showing there, like the $100 and some, and probably take some losses, force some losses where it shows you're at a loss for the day. But now you start thinking outside the day. Well, for example, what am I at for the week? 413 for the week. It's really bad. Do I want to give up all my profits for the week? I haven't lost off of my principal. I'm still alive. I can stop taking currency pairs. I can start forcing some partial closes. I can start shutting some stuff down. I can start turning off currency pairs so I don't get it. And I can go, now that I've had to do this, maybe I ought to bring my bid back for the current market conditions. for my current account balance, for my current leverage. In the live chat, in the comments, can you please give me some feedback? Am I making any sense? Especially for those new people. I know you guys that have been trading, you're like, oh, yeah. It's boring, right? But this is how you do it, and this is what you're going to have to do. And I probably am going to, unless the account's going to blow, I'm going to let this margin level do whatever it wants until tomorrow's session. If I got to do an emergency just to keep the account alive, I will, and I'll show you what I did. But I really wanted to do this live. And 300% this time of day, Thursday, I'm okay with it, right? It's absolutely experience level stuff. Derek says perspective is important. Perspective is the entire key, right? What is your perspective? If you do an emotional trade, like I believe that person did in the comments in the group, come on over to fxwithterry.com, get in the free signals group. Ultimately, come on over and get auto trade so you can just, so you can go out and live your life instead of staring at the charts. And if I wasn't overbidding here, I wouldn't even be glancing at this. I would glance at it and move on. So, does it make sense? Mark says, of course, the top trader in the group is always here. There's only one way to be the top trader in the group, right? Other than me, but I'm not talking about me. Mark says, makes total sense. I'm currently doing this for a basket of NZD JPY trades running now. And I know Mark does it all the time. Bear Market Bull says, making good sense, Terry. Awesome. All right, appreciate that. I have to kind of wake you guys up, don't I? Hey, is anybody there? Do I have any friends? Is anybody watching me? I need your validation. I believe that's it. We're just going to let it go, and I'll glance at this throughout the day. And if it gets in emergency territory, I'll just start cutting some losses. I'll go over and I'll glance at what I'm up for the month, $888 for the month. I'm like, all right, well, that's how much I got to work with because I don't want to kill my balance, but obviously I'm bidding too much. It'll probably handle this. I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like the market's just kind of like pushed a little bit because of some of the news, and it's later in the week, and we're either going to hold these all over the weekend, no big deal, and or we'll get a nice push tomorrow, get out of some of these things. And also, you have to beware. So if I come over here and later I look at these pairs that are closing, I might want to go, okay, like Euro JPY closed, let's say. Maybe I don't want any more Euro JPY trades right now to hit me on my margin. So what I would do is I would come over here and make a list of all of the current pairs that are open, and I would go to my trade copier, and I would only check off, only take trades on those pairs right now. That way there's no more stuff coming in. So, real simple mitigation and management stuff. And when one of those pairs closes out, I would go into my trade copier and I would uncheck it and go, okay, my list is narrowing. I'm not going to get hit too hard. Real simple stuff. I mean, I'm not doing any, crazy mathematical calculations. Let's reiterate this and I'll stop. I am first looking at opportunities that I can take and close. Trades or basket of trades that are in profit, close them. Great. Stop taking that currency pair. Next one is individual trades or a little bit of drawdown. No more than that one trade in the basket. Close it, take a small loss. Go stop taking that currency pair from the copier. If you're manually doing this, it's obviously maybe even a little bit easier because you're not going to manually start adding new signal trades that come in. A lot of times, these are a lot of trades, right? A lot of times, you may be better in your overall life because we're hitting it hard. We're taking 2-3 dozen trades here. Maybe you say, okay, I'm going to turn I'm either doing this manually or copy. But if you're manually doing it, take the signal trade that thing to fruition. Don't add any more trades. Don't add any more additional currency pairs. Add more signal trades if they come in on that pair. in terms of the auto trading, maybe you just turn auto trading on all 22 currency pairs, and you might get 1, 2, 3 trades. And you're like, cool. I'm going to go into my copier and only allow those 3 currency pairs. I'm going to manage these. When one closes out, I'm going to manage these 2. When one of the 2 closes out, I'm going to manage this 1. And that allows you, listen to me here, that allows you to go, okay, now I'm only in AUDJPY. And this sucker's, the fourth of the 4 is starting to go into profit. And I've got like 3,000% margin level. So I'm only trading AUDJPY. I've got a 3,000% margin level. Not like we do now, 300, but 3,000. I could add another trade at a higher lot size or add at the same lot size and play the game and trade that one currency pair. And then when that thing's done, if I'm doing it automatically, turn my copier back on, take the next pair that comes in, block all the other 21 currency pairs, trade this thing. As it starts going to profit, maybe add some trades to it because you have room to do it. That makes sense? Like, you can make so much money with this system by playing the game and manipulating the system. I see people brand new, they come in, they turn on the auto trader, and they just sit there. And they're like, oh, it's making a little bit of, it's not making enough money, Terry. Okay. Well, why isn't it? Well, I mean, your system's not making any money. It's the system's sending you an awesome trade. Keep an eye on it, focus on it, increase your bid if you want to when it's headed in the right direction towards your take profit. You can manipulate it. If you're just sitting back going, I don't know, the system's pretty simple and conservative and nothing's happening. Man, take the system and manipulate it. You have full control. You got to be creative with this stuff. If there was no such thing as auto trading, but all I had was this system and I could take my own sales, I'd probably make a lot more money. But I don't want to sit here and stare at it all day. I'd probably just go, oh, this, like right now, AUDJPY is a damn good trade. Enter. Do a really high level, lot size buy trade. I'm not telling you to do that. You do what you want in your account. But the artificial intelligence is telling us that it's headed in that direction. So, all right, I'll stop there. I talked way too long this morning, especially being as tired as I am. That's it. I will see you tomorrow morning, and we'll see what is going on with the market. Keep an eye on these high profit trades if you're in the high profit signals or high profit auto trader, and looking pretty good. I will see you in tomorrow's live session or in the group, fxwithterry.com. Come on into the Discord group, and we'll get you going. That's it. I'll see you then. Take care.